Alright guys, day 2 of daily uploads every day until the update. This one is gears, and I know there's many guides and videos and whatever about gear, so I'm not going to go into hard detail about it. I'm going to give you guys a general loadout on what I'm personally going to use for this coming update on how I'm going to build my ship specifically. So take it for a grain of salt, do whatever you guys want, but these are what I'm going to do for my builds. Now, let's go straight to the chase. Nothing crazy. Let's go. All right, battleships. So battleships, pretty standard. If for guns, if you're going AP, either the rainbow gun 457. If you guys don't have that, I know most of you guys don't have that. Go to AP MK6, which is also part of the PR3 gun, aka Champagne's gun. So if you guys have those, go ahead and use them. Otherwise, if you guys don't have those for AP gun, just use whatever. If I recall correctly, FDG's gun is AP, so go ahead and do that. Or just use whatever AP guns you guys have. Don't worry too much about it. HE guns, 406 MK6, can't go wrong with that. Till this very day, it's still probably one of the best HE guns in the game, with the Proto 381 being really close. The reason why I don't recommend this gun is because it's about the same performance. It has 20 more FP, but like the shell damage is less than the 406. However, it's a gold tier weapon, so upgrading it to plus 10 will cost more in the long run, and it's about more or less the same performance, so I wouldn't care too much about it. You math nerds can go ahead and calculate it though, but I'm still going to use the 406 MK6. I've been using it for a while now, still love it, still a great gun, can't go wrong with it. Now, auxiliary guns, the triple 155 aka Belfast gun. If you guys don't want to use that, Neptune guns work as well. Either or, it doesn't really matter, because the real reason why you're using these guns is mainly for the 45 firepower to increase your damage on your battleships. Now for anti-airs, quite simple for battleships. You want Boffer Stags for the hit, because you want that accuracy. You want it really badly. And if you're good on accuracy, the 134 mm for firepower works as well. 15 firepower. This is from a Dido's raid or whatever a while back, if you guys have that. But I recommend both for stags. But since most people don't do PR1 much nowadays, if you guys don't have those, you can go with the sextuple anti-air, which is in PR3. This is a raw AA, and if you guys don't have those, just run with whatever. The regular Bofers for the USS box or Roombas, my personal go-to. Either or works. I don't think this update has much anti-air, so I won't talk too much about anti-air. I'll just talk about the stat ones. You guys can argue or debate about which one is better for which ship, but I don't think there's much anti-air for this upcoming update, so just go with the stats. Hits for both for stags or firepower for 134. Now, for auxiliaries, this is quite simple for battleships. You're going to use white shells and most likely gold fire control radar for the most part. A lot of accuracy, a lot of firepower, and you get crit damage. Can't go wrong with that. And if you guys don't have gold fire control radars or white shells, not enough of those for whatever reason, SG radars are good as well, and also black shells. You want to mix and match within the 4 of these. Anything more than this, I don't recommend unless it's just really important. So white shells, gold fire control radars. If you guys don't have those, SG radar and black shells also work as well. Now carriers. For fighters, either you have Sea Hornet, and I think you can upgrade this later on in the update, but I'm not sure. Sea Hornets are really good fighters. If you guys don't have those, Pirate Squad, the Gold Corsairs works too. Again, I don't think there's much anti-air, much planes in this upcoming update, so you want fighters that does a lot of damage, and these two are up there for highest DPS fighters, so pick one of those. Usually Sea Hornet is a little bit better, I think, so go with that. If you don't have that, Pirate Squad from the Core Data Exchange works as well. Dive bombers, we don't have to get into this topic. Everyone pretty much knows that Hell Divers are really good and probably will stay the best until gold tier whenever it gets upgraded. But Hell Divers are going to be my go-to. Now torpedo bombers. There's multiple ways to build these. You can go to TBM Avenger, and I think there's like one of the USS events a while back. Very good for wave clearing, or Barracudas if you don't have those. Barracudas are very common in the royal boxes, so you can grab those. Very good on wave clear for mobs and etc. Or like want to get rid of a lot of things at once. Good to go. Otherwise, if you're going single target DPS, Ryusei is definitely the way to go. Ryusei is still the best single target DPS torpedo bombers to this very day. Very good for killing bosses. Highly recommend for using those if you're planning on going a boss fleet with your carriers. Now auxiliaries is either one or the two. You're using gold steam catapults for damage, and if you don't want raw damage, you want some utility. Homing beacon works as well. There's a 4% cooldown reduction on your reloads. Not much, but hey, it's a little bit good for, I guess, making your double carriers timing a little bit precise. A little bit min-maxing, but again, you don't have to, you don't want to. Homing beacon is nice though. Otherwise, just go raw stats for gold steam catapults. Can't go wrong with that. Now, heavy cruisers. Again, the Vanguard stuff is pretty weird. It's okay. It's gonna be a lot of jibber jabber for like literally no damage whatsoever unless you're doing torpedoes, but I'll talk about it regardless. Heavy cruisers, Proto Rainbow 234. If you have those, I'm pretty sure most people in this game don't have it right now. Even I don't have it right now. If you have that, go ahead and use it. Good damage, probably the best gun for damage right now, so go ahead and use that. Otherwise, if you don't have that, the Rune gun works too. The Triple 203 or the HE Triple 3, which is St. Louis gun, also works. AP or HE, pick which one you want. HE works with lights and light armor, yeah, and APs tend to use for medium and heavy armor. So again, pick which one you need, etc. Auxiliary gun, gold baguette gun. If you have that slot available, use that gun. Otherwise, if you're going torpedoes, manuals, you do manual quads, or otherwise you're doing homing for quads and quints for autos. If you guys want to do auto. AA, I don't think AA is going to be important here, but if you guys want to use AA, sextuple is the way to go. Otherwise, use Bofors or Roombas or whatever you guys want. Doesn't really matter that much. Now, auxiliaries. This is where it gets interesting. If you guys have intel or recon reports, these are very good for Siren damage reduction. I would put these on heavy cruisers first because they have the most health out of the 3 types of Vanguards that are available, or 4. But 3 types of Vanguards are available. You want to put them on the highest health pool because you want to get the maximum value out of that 6% Siren damage reduction. Meaning, if your heavy cruiser has 5,000 health and it hits 0 and you have that thing on, you take 6% less damage. So that's like what? Math kind of sucks here. Sorry, like 300 damage versus a Vanguard with like 3,000 health, and 6% of that is like what? 180, so that's 120 health that could have been on someone else. Definitely do that. Advanced boilers, probably my favorite aux for this upcoming events. Very, very good for movement speed. Very, very good for health. Definitely what I'm going to use. Repair toolkits. Raw health, can't go wrong with that. Fire extinguisher, reduce burn damage. Very, very good. And now for the niche auxiliaries. Rainbow torpedoes if you're doing a KimoCheese for whatever reason. And I'm personally going to use gyroscopes for Azuma when I'm using Azuma for my boss fleet. VH plating works as well, but I personally think Azuma's health pool is really, really big, so I'm going to go with the double gyroscopes for my DPS. Now, I didn't talk about all the aux. There's other ones that are situational as well, but I'm not going to talk about that in detail. Now, light cruisers, very, very simple. Chappy gun, if you have that, I think it's one of the best guns right now, and I've heard a lot of people say it's one of the best guns. So if you have that, go ahead and use it. Otherwise, the basics is other AP Seattle gun. Otherwise, HE will be Neptune's gun. If you don't have that, use Bell gun. If you don't have Seattle's gun, the purple gun that you get from like 4-2 whatever will substitute for now. Auxiliaries, gun, again, gold baguette, can't go wrong with that. Torpedoes, again, manual quads, homing quads and quints for auto. AA, sextuple, Roombas or Bofors, doesn't matter. Auxiliaries, advanced boilers, movement speed, repair toolkits, raw health, fire extinguisher, burn damage reduction, and then if you're doing torpedo cheesing, use rainbow torps on like Noshiro and whatnot if you need them. Or I think like Jinstu as well. And again, auxiliaries are situational. Use whatever you guys want. I'm just talking about the ones I'm going to personally use. Now, destroyers. I'm probably not going to use a destroyer. If I use one, I'll probably use like 1 or 2, which is like Suzu and I don't know, Laffy or something. But destroyers are really simple. AP, I'm going gold baguette guns. HE, I didn't think about it, but destroyers don't do that much damage with guns that much, so I'm going to roll with baguette gun. Auxiliaries, I'm doing torpedo, manual, quads. I'm always going to do those. Or homing if you're doing auto. AA, sextuple for raws. And for raw AA, oh Jesus Christ, language right now. And auxiliary, If you're doing torpedo bombing, rainbow torpedoes. Otherwise, if you want the health for whatever reason, you stack repair toolkits. Now, those are the gears I'm using. For the most part, Vanguard doesn't matter too much. The objective of Vanguard is to stay alive, so you want movement speed. Otherwise, you want to stack health. They don't do that much damage aside from a few like torpedo bombers and some ships, some Vanguards that are built to be damage dealers. But for the most part, though, if you're getting to like the deeper levels and the harder content of the game, you're probably not going to do much uptime for your Vanguard. So I wouldn't worry about their gear too much. Mainly, the most important gear for Vanguards is sustainability and staying alive, which is movement speed and health. Most of your damage and the proper gearing comes from your carriers and your battleships. So make sure you put high focus on your carriers and your battleships. They'll be doing most of the damage. The main objective of your Vanguards is to stay alive, but don't forget that even if your backline is doing damage, you can still die because your backline is taking damage as well. So don't forget that. Build accordingly. So that's today's video. A lot of rambling, a lot of stuff you guys probably already know. A lot of stuff I probably said that was incorrectly. Go ahead and correct me. I really don't care. I'm using the stuff that I listed right here in my setups, and I'll go ahead and show you guys some pictures of what I'm using. Again, this is my take on gears. Go ahead and take it for what you will. I really don't care. Oh, I forgot submarines. Submarines just do whatever you guys want. I'm using this right here. Anyways, though, that's it for this video. I explained pretty much everything. Nothing too crazy. Simple builds. Everything is very, very standard. There's some situations where a ship performs better with certain gear. So if you guys want to go ahead and follow that, go ahead. But for me, this is my standard loadout for everything. Carriers, battleships, heavy cruisers, light cruisers, destroyers. I don't change much about it, and I really don't think much performance will change for the most part. Most of the performance comes from the ship you select and how well they're geared in the backline. So, again, see you guys in the next video. This is day 2 of daily uploads, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.